I'm Neil Ronahan from Nintendo World Report, and here's Skylanders SuperChargers. Just last week, we got to go up to Albany and check out developer Vicarious Vision Studios. And while we were there, we got to check out a lot of new stuff about the game, and here's some footage from some of the content that we saw. The character that you're watching right now is Splat. She's a new Magic Skylander, one of the SuperChargers. There are 20 of those in total. 10 new guys, one from each element, and then 10 new takes on old favorites. Like you've got a stealth elf who has a gun. Seems less stealthy. Here's some of the kart racing gameplay, which is a big part of SuperChargers. With each Skylanders game, there's always some kind of hook, and with this one, the racing in it, and just the cars in general, is something that's really, really cool. And even this right here, where you're passing through colored gates, it just, you know, it feels like a fun kart racer. There's a stuff there as you're looking at right now, where you can go underwater when you're at the sea, or you can fly in a plane. That's great. And here's Fiesta. Fiesta's probably one of the unsung, amazing Skylanders, one of the new guys. I mean, just look at him. He's a skeleton. He's got a sombrero. Here's a boss fight against a giant chicken. So that's incredible. There's some of the air combat. There's just a wide variety of different things that you can do in each of the vehicles. Here's more underwater gameplay. That's a cool looking thing. It looks like a deep sea fish, but in boat form. And here's some of the racing. There's a kind of a small amount of tracks. A lot more will be unlocked through figures, as is the Skylanders way. But I really like the kart racing. The kart racing felt really, really good. Like, it kind of, not necessarily in how it controlled, but kind of how it feels, and the spirit of it reminded me a lot of Diddy Kong Racing. You do have, you know, you have land, sea, and air. And in each course, a lot of the focus is on combat, as you're seeing right now, where this character is kind of firing at enemies, because everybody has a health meter that you can kind of make them spin out. And that's integral to get ahead in this game. Is you need to attack people. You need to get them to spin out. You need to take down their health. Every character across every racing type, you have two attacks, and then you have a meter that's a blue meter in the lower left. That's why you're collecting those little potions. There's also power-ups that you can get as well, marked by very familiar-looking item boxes. Very kind of Mario Kart-ish a little bit. But the way that those power-ups work is that they deploy automatically, which is just, I think, super smart. Because I've always found in kart racers other than Mario Kart, which is something, I mean, a lot of us are all familiar with. Like, I always have trouble, like the Sonic racing games, for example, where you use a weapon and you don't really know what it does. It's like, there's a snowman, I don't know what it does. But in this, it kind of takes that guesswork out as it just happens. And there's nothing that will screw you over if you use it and you don't know what you're doing. It's just everything benefits you without you really needing to, you know, make sense of it right away. Now here's back to some of the normal gameplay. There's giant acorns, why not? And that's the new version of Pop Fizz. He's got a tuba. It's pretty cool. There's more racing. This is on the back of a giant dragon, and there's a temple at the head of the dragon. Like, some of these races, some of these courses just look fantastic. I'm really looking forward to kind of hopping online and playing with people. It looks like it might be like kind of a nice kind of take on the kart racer. We haven't really had something other than Mario Kart since Sonic and Sega All-Stars at the Wii U launch. Cockadoodle Doom is a hell of a name for a boss, and here's more, I mean, more air combat. There's just a lot that you can do with these vehicles. It's pretty neat. I mean, the unfortunate thing a little bit is that if you want to do any of the air or the sea stuff, you need to buy other figures right away. But once again, that's kind of the Skylanders way. Here's the new Super Shot Stealth Elf. Here's some of the card game. This is Skystone's Overdrive. They actually have a couple people on staff that are super, super into Magic. So that's where there's a lot of inspiration that comes from Magic into this game. And I'm not a big Magic player, so a little bit of it is kind of all Greek to me. But having that kind of pedigree and talking to some of the guys that worked on this, Like, they get pretty serious about this, and I think if you play this on a higher difficulty level, the computer is going to be quite the bastard. So get ready for that. And as you can see, the vehicles even kind of play into Skystones here. At the bottom of each side, there's a vehicle. I don't know if you're going to see it. Well, you're not going to see your opponent charge up, but if you look on the left side, there's like kind of a meter, and the car kind of charges up over a couple turns.
And that's Skylanders SuperChargers, due out on September 20th on Wii U, Wii, and 3DS. Although the Wii and the 3DS versions seem to be a little more focused on just the racing. But anyway, stay tuned to Nintendo Report and Nintendo Report TV for way more Skylanders coverage.